The Rafflesia is a sensitive life form. Its flowering episode is very brief, usually not more than a week. Then it withers and dies to become forest nutrient. Whether it is going to bloom again by the following years depends on the several factors such as presence of the right host and the presence of the opposite sex of the flowers for pollination to take place. The plant fails to bloom again when its habitat or forest is disturbed. In 1997, Rafflesia was included on the IUNC Red List of threatened plants being classified as endangered, which is Rafflesia manilana, vulnerable, which is Rafflesia Katie and Rafflesia praesei, rare, Rafflesia cattleyi, Rafflesia carey and Rafflesia zorineriana, and intermediate, which is Rafflesia hazelti. Rafflesia is a parasitic plant and it only can successfully parasite some particular species. This made its existence even more difficult because they not only need to have a specific habitat, specialization by a double one.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nuraliah AMIRAH binti ZAFARULNIZAM. So as for my part, I will be talking about issue. So what are the issues with Rafflesia, the endangered plant species in Malaysia? Okay, so probably the biggest contributing factor or issues to the endangerment of Rafflesia is the habitat loss as a result of human activities such as decreased rainforest and as a result of increased urbanization, deforestation and also pollution. And then many species of Rafflesia are very particular about where they thrive, such as Rafflesia arnoldii. Perhaps the most famous Rafflesia does not have roots, stems or leaf of its own. It must rely on the particular species of tetrastic vine that live in the rainforests of southern Eastern Asia such as Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia and also Philippines. If there are not enough of these vines to live in this rainforest, then there won't be enough Rafflesia to bloom, which is the only parts of the Rafflesia you can easily see to reproduce a significant or sufficient degree to maintain the population. Also, Rafflesia arnoldii are not known to be particularly prolific. They are dioecious, which is the male flowers and female flowers growing separately, and they typically flower one per plant. Their bud development time is long, it's about 6 to 9 months, and the bloom time is very comparatively short. This provides for a very small window of time for the few male and female flowers to cross-pollinate by means of the very necessary insects, especially if there are even fewer flowers to cross-pollinate as a result of habitat loss. Okay, so move on to the next slide. I will be talking about the goal of analysis or the objective. So the first one is to identify the causes of Rafflesia as an endangered plant species, such as due to land clearing, logging and ethnobotanical collecting. So for the second goal is to develop ways to conserve Rafflesia, such as Rafflesia preservation area. Okay, that is all from me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am NURIN AUNI NAJWA binti Muhammad Anal. My matrix number is 2020869122. Today, I'm going to explain the reason as to why the Rafflesia species is declining in Malaysia. First of all, the obvious reasons is the loss of habitat. Deforestation is by far the most serious threat human has done to the Rafflesia's survival. Rafflesia is a parasitic plant that can only parasitize a limited number of species. Because of this, it complicates the existence even further because they require not just a specific habitat specialization, but a dual one. Moving on to the next reason, that is also caused by humans, which is poaching. In Southeast Asia, The plant is frequently utilized as a traditional cure. Its buds are used to make medicine and being prescribed for a variety of internal injuries, as well as infertility treatment. They normally cost really expensive. Last but not least, the reason why this species is declining is because of the sex ratio disproportion. Male Rafflesia plants are much more common than the females. This is a disadvantage for the species because there are few opportunities for a male and a female to bloom at the same time and to be located close enough to each other to pollinate. That is all from me. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurul from SHUKOR and I will represent next slide, which is the key facts why Rafflesia is an endangered species. So first one is, some people take Rafflesia as a medicine. For example, Rafflesia hazel tea that was found by Mr. Van Hazel in Sumatra, Indonesia, used to help heal wounds quickly. So Rafflesia usually live for a short time, around 2 years and 3 months. Moreover, each matured blossom of Rafflesia can produce millions of seeds, but only 10 to 20% will continue to survive. For this plant to germinate, the seed must find its way to the host vine. It also need the help of insects to spread pollen into the host vine. This is why it releases an offensive smell to attract insects to come and spread pollen. That is why Rafflesia is an endangered species. Next, Rafflesia is a very sensitive species, and touching it would definitely cause damage to the flower. This is because the bacteria on our hand may cause the flower to wilt or die. Next, we look at alternative way to protect Rafflesia. The first and simplest rule would be not to pluck their buds and flowers. Next, we need to be careful while trekking along the jungle canopy so that you will not step on this flower. Moreover, Rafflesia ecosystem must be developed in the collaborations with the community to promote awareness of the importance of Rafflesia conservation. Next, government needs to establish a Rafflesia reserve, information center and conservation incentive scheme.